This shows how to use the animation splitter. For this particular case, I'm going to use an existing animation from Mixamo, and we need to retarget this in order for it to work, but you can do this from a different rig. You can map the rig, or which is what I've done here, or use a compatible Second Life rig, which is here, but of course you have to animate this. In this case I'm using a Mixamo already prepared animation, so I don't have to generate an animation for the purpose of this instruction video. And the way I did that some time ago was using the mappers, and you'll find one here. Visual Snapmapper is fun. If I load the map that I made, which will be Mixamo, no prefix I assume, Mixamo, no prefix, that's the one to use. That's the one we use now anyway, and I need to make sure that there is no prefix, and there is, so I need to remove the bone prefix, Mixamo rig, for this to work. Now if I engage the mapper, you'll see that these fun colors are the bones that were mapped. And if I play the animation, the fun colored bones follow along. I'll show you what it looks like without the map by clearing the map. And all the bones that are not mapped are in black. So let's reset this, and I'll load the map into a different area. Maps carry with the rig, by the way, so if I load it here, it's going to be available for all the other tools. I'll reset the stage, but I'll just go over to the character tools, retarget motion, and I'll load the map again. There we go. Now in this tool the distance is set to 0 because there are occasions where that's appropriate. Because this is an active tool, I want to make sure that there's fewer bugs. But for the purpose of this, where we're just retargeting a usable motion for Second Life, and not retargeting a custom character really, I'm going to set the distance to about 0.6 meters. This doesn't have much meaning in this context. It's just a visual, so the retarget rig will show up behind the source animation rig. I click action and you'll see it there. I play the animation and there we go. Now I keep it this way. I need this rig selected, and I want to export my animation for use with Second Life. Now I'm going to show you the normal way, which is to just export the animation completely, if it actually works. I don't think it's too long, or rather I don't think there's going to be too much data. I'm going to loop the animation just so that it keeps playing in Second Life. I'm going to leave all the other items where they are, because these are automatically filled by the retargeter. And I'm just going to export it normally, and then I'll show you how to split it. Now I'm going to wait and not move my mouse, because if I move my mouse I'll interrupt the error message if we get one. And we did get one. The file is too large. Let me show you where that is. Now if you're on Linux, you won't have this, or a Mac too, I think. In order to get this window, this system console, you will have to start Blender from the console so that this stays up. Now let's see, is too large, so I guess we're not going to export it this way. We're going to split it. I'll split it into two parts. The maximum amount we can have is 250K. So if I split it into two parts, that'll be just fine. So let's do that. I'll enable the splitter. I don't want to loop it anymore, but that won't come into effect anyway, I believe, if I did the right job. And I want to split the time up in half, so I'll go 16 seconds. And if there's anything left, actually I'll show you, yeah, I'll just do 16 seconds. So it should split it up into, no, let's do it so that it only goes to two parts, because it will split up anything trailing. For instance, if there's a fraction of a second, it'll give you a separate animation that is a fraction of a second. So let me just make this 16, 17. Let's make this 20 seconds, and the rest of it will be in a separate animation. So I'll do that here, 20. Now, if you had a much longer animation, you could split it up into something that makes more sense. Second Life will allow for 60 seconds, but because of the amount of motion in this animation, the variation of motion, there's a lot more data than you would expect. And Bento Buddy wants you to get all the motion that you see in Blender, so it generates all the keys for that with some cleanup. So this here, once I set my segments, it will automatically calculate. Let me see if I remember how to do this. I think I can just export it. So let's do that. I'll export the animation and I'll put it under bulk. I don't change this. Don't change it. Just leave it that way. And it'll export two parts. Let's see if there's errors. Don't move your mouse. Let's see if we get an error on this. Good. Okay. Let me show you what it did. So it will run through this process for each segment that it has to export, and if it encounters an error, it'll abort the process, so you don't have to wait for it to finish. Now you can see here that it exported an animation of 20 seconds and 12.7 seconds. Now, in order to put this back together in Second Life, we need a script, and Bento Buddy has this feature built in. You can just save these two scripts here. So these scripts for avatars are different from scripts for Animesh. So I'm just going to export both of these, put them under the bulk animation. And I have two scripts here, it seems. I want to delete these. Oh, it generated it automatically for me. I mean, it exported it automatically for me. I should have kept those. You know what, I'm going to go through the process again so you can see how it works. I forgot that I put that in there. But you can export them separately if you change your mind about some of these features. For instance, if you choose kill, debug, I'm going to put debug on actually. You can export the animation separately after the fact, so you don't have to wait for the whole thing to happen again. But I'm just going to export this again so you can see what happens in the window. I don't think my rig is selected. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. So you see it did that. All right. So my My I exported them into the wrong folder. Let's do that one more time. I mean, I can move them, but it will get confusing. So, bulk animations. Let's try that again. Alright, now let's go have a look. Let's just have a look at that. So it has our two scripts. And we're going to go over to Second Life Beta and upload these. Now you'll recall that I enabled debug. That just gives me some extra information in the window here. And I'll show you what that looks like inside the file. First I'll upload my animations, and I can do this with bulk. So I can choose both of my animations and upload those. Say yes. So I have these, and then I want to upload my I want to create my script. I want to upload my script, but I'm going to show you a trick so that I don't have to go through that. I don't have to go through copy and paste using the File Explorer or the Finder, whatever you're using. So first thing I want to do is ignore what I'm doing here. I'm going to create a script and drop that into my animation folder. I'm going to need this one anyway, so that's why I created the box and just copied it over. And I'll open this from my inventory, and in order to copy and paste my script, I'm going to click bulk again, and bulk will allow me to access the text files. I can't actually upload a text file. I'm just gaining access to the window, and I'm going to open it from here, select everything, and copy it. Now I'm done with the window, and I'll note that this is the Animesh one. So I will close the animation one. The Animesh one will go into the box, and I'll show how to do the Animesh one. Select all, and then paste. Now if we go all the way to the top, you'll see debug equals true. Remember that switch that I turned on? You can say false here, and it'll turn it off here, so you don't have to export the script again. So now I can just save this. But I want to show you the alright, I'll do this one first, and I'll drop my animations in here. Of course, I need an example model to do this with, so you get a bonus here. I'll be converting this model. So I'll reset this retargeter. I'm going to convert this model because I don't have one, and I'll just use this as the Animesh. So this isn't part of the animation process, but I don't have anything to use as an example. So I'm going to make one. So you can ignore this portion, but there's something to be learned from this if you don't know how to do it yet. I reset the stage. Always reset the stage. Over the character converter, I already have the map on it. And I'm going to choose copy because I don't want to damage the base or the animation, because I might have to re-export it again. And I'm going to click convert, and then just export it right from here. And I have a default test one that I use. Just export it to that. You can call it anything you like. Just type it in here. And this exports the model. Now you'll notice here that it did make a copy, so I can just delete that and go back to Second Life. I want to upload that now, so we'll do that. A test. And I'll give it the lowest, just a cube there. Rigging includes skin weights and jump positions are necessary because it's a custom character with this in this regard. You'll see it's all kind of warped, but that'll change. All right, and legs a little too far apart. We can fix that, but we don't want to. I don't want to do that right now. It's not going to be a big deal. It's actually not a problem, but it will present as one in some situations, but we don't care. I'm going to drop this here. Oh boy. Stop fly cam. Okay. I'll move this over here. So I want to attach this cube to the mesh, but actually I want the cube to be the root. So I'll choose this first, shift click, choose that second, and say link. Now I can enable Animesh on this, and he's already engaged. So these two animations will play over and over. I'm not sure if I enabled loop. I must have, because it's doing it. I'm going to hide the cube so you can see what's going on. Edit link, choose the cube, texture, put it all the way up, 100%. So over here you'll notice that the two animations are cycling. The script is doing that. Slide him over. I'll show how to make a, I don't know why he stopped. I'll show you how to make a, make one for the avatar, which is effectively a HUD. You just create an object and you drop the script in. This here. I want to go get my other script, so bulk. And the avatar animation, right click, open. I'll select everything. Copy. And then we don't need this anymore. Same thing here. Select everything and paste. And then I'll save that. Alright. I want him disabled. Good. Okay, well, I'm going to delete that. Now, I'm going to drop my script into there. Put my animations in there. Okay. And let's see, I have my script. Animation script. Okay. Drop it into there. Then I'll take a copy. And I'll add this to my avatar, and it should start animating when I click this, or it just happens automatically. Good. Let's see if there's a glitch. We'll know when it cycles to 2. There's a glitch. We could do an overlap. I think I blinked. Alright, I think it looks fine.